Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. And yeah, we are celebrating the Big 5-0, and we want to celebrate with you. How do we do that? Well, we throw merch your way. Lots of great anniversary merchandise that are available as I'm speaking. And since the weather doesn't really know what season it is, really,
it depends on what you want. They'll give it to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could be ready for a short sleeve shirt, but you might still need that beanie as well.
Yep.
We got it all. Trucker caps. We got the light zip hoodies. The light zip hoodie is going to be the MVP during April and May. I mean, because again, you don't know what you need. And the light zip is just, thick enough to keep you warm, but thin enough to keep you cool.
I was chatting with our buddy Keith, who's printing and making all the shirts over at Inker Prints, and he was saying how many rockaholics are just stoked about these shirts. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you can get yours. Lots of great, and emblazoned with that 50th anniversary logo, too, that golden logo. Go to KISW.com, hit the Rock Shop, get yours today.
Let's play B-Mix.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. B-Mix, don't be a loser. Whoa, B-Mix, you're a loser.
It is time to B-Mix. And it's Thursday, so let's get cracking.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, release the Kraken. Steve, when do they do the draft thing for the Kraken?
June, I believe, June or July. I completely. I got distracted because there's an actual Twitter handle, the Seattle Kraken Countdown, at Kraken Countdown.
Oh,
and for the expansion draft countdown, we are now 118 days away.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So that's about 4 months away.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, it's like, I'll watch it. I'll have no idea what's going on. So I might text you and be like, hey, Steve, is this good? Hey, Steve, is this good?
Can we get on a group message for that? Because I don't know what's going to be happening either, but I'm going to be wearing all my Kraken gear and being so excited.
It's going to be a blast, man. I'm so excited. I can't believe we're like almost 100 days away from them picking. Finally, now we'll know who will be members of our team.
That's
It's an
awesome.
an interesting thing because unlike a college draft where you're drafting from college or for the juniors, that happens in the regular NHL draft, these are players that, have had an established record and you can kind of see what they've been doing in the NHL.
And it's June, it's sometime in June, it looks like.
Right on.
Yeah.
And does that mean like all the other teams like automatically hate us because we stole their dudes? Like, I don't like.
I mean, you protect the guys you can. You only can protect so many people. So it's I never really got that vibe. You're bummed if like your favorite player gets taken by another team, but it's you're at like the stars aren't going to be taken. It's the B level guys are going to be the ones that are going to be taken.
Man,
you get enough B level guys on one team with a chip on their shoulder that the old team didn't keep them. You have a similar thing that happened in Vegas where a lot of those players were pissed off that they weren't protected.
Yeah,
and so they showed up, man.
Let's have pissed off Kraken. That's cool. No.
And those
angry Kraken.
And the thing with those B-level guys is that there are guys that they hope that our coaches do not identify as really better than their level. But the guys they can't protect, they go, man, we can't protect him, but boy, I hope we can keep him because he's amazing.
Right. You hope, okay, they're not going to pick that guy. They pick somebody else. But I'm excited, man, because then at least now okay, what players am I going to be rooting for? Yeah.
I'm stoked too. All right. Well, let's get to this game. We've got Daniel in Las Vegas. Speaking of the Golden Knights. Wow. Daniel, are you there?
I am.
Excellent. All right,
Daniel, you're listening on radio on radio.com, I'm imagining?
I am.
Appreciate that, buddy. Don't forget you can get the app. Also, you can listen to it on your computer or anything. I mean, radio.com is the way to go for people in Las Vegas.
Exactly. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Daniel will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Daniel, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. What year in the 80s did Guns N' Roses release their album Appetite for Destruction?
82, 83, 84.
No. What year of the late 2010s did Aretha Franklin pass away?
2010, 11, 12.
No. How many volts are in a kilovolt?
100.
No.
1,000.
Yes. In the 2019 biopic about Elton John's life was released. Named what?
Rocket Man.
Yes. What layer in the atmosphere is responsible for filtering out solar radiation?
Pass.
Who directed the 70s film Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Steven Spielberg.
Yes. Which Apollo mission was launched on November 14th, 1969?
Apollo 11.
No.
12.
Yes. What member of the big cat family cannot retract its claws?
Lion.
No.
Tiger.
No.
Leopard.
No. The TV show Gunsmoke was aired on what network?
ABC, CBS.
Well, CBS, but it was too late there. 1, 2, 3, 4, correct.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Hopefully that won't be the deciding factor there.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look at you, Gun. Oh, never mind. I don't want to say it.
Yeah, don't say anything. Steve's coming back in the room.
Coming back in studio. Look at him.
Yeah,
Let him go.
Yeah, we don't need to give him any extra bonuses here.
Yeah,
Steve.
if he gets to, that's the thing. If he gets to that question with the same amount of time, I'm not sure he'll guess the right place either.
I would agree with you on that one, actually.
Yeah. So, Steve, you better guess the right place. Is all we're saying.
Oh, jeez, guys, it's a lot of pressure.
Well, are you ready?
Release the Kraken.
What year of the 80s did Guns N' Roses release their album Appetite for
88.
Destruction? No.
89.
No.
87.
Yes.
Yeah.
What year of the late 2010s did Aretha Franklin pass away?
2019.
No.
2018.
Yes. How many volts are in a kilovolt?
1,000.
Yes. In 2019, a biopic about Elton John's life was released. Named what?
Rocket Man.
Yes.
Nice.
What layer in the atmosphere is responsible for filtering out solar radiation?
Clouds.
No.
Core.
No.
Air.
No.
I don't even know.
I can tell.
Thank you.
Who directed the 70s film Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Spielberg.
Yes.
Steven Spielberg.
Which Apollo mission was launched on November 14th of 1969?
Apollo 19.
No.
Apollo 11.
No.
Apollo 9.
No.
Apollo 6.
No.
Apollo 9.
No.
Apollo 69.
No. What?
Yeah.
What member of the big cat family cannot retract its claws?
The cheetah?
Yes. The
Nice.
TV show Gunsmoke was aired on what network?
CBS.
Yes.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
What?
7. You win 7-4.
Sorry, Daniel.
Wow.
Open 2.
There you go.
Well, keep calling, Daniel. You'll probably play again later.
Oh, you probably play again, huh?
Yeah, maybe he'll win. I don't know.
Play again, definitely. A win, Rev doesn't want to give him that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens in the future.
Okay, then.
What layer of the atmosphere is responsible for filtering out solar radiation?
That's the ionosphere, right?
No.
Like I said, that's the ozone layer.
There we go.
Stratosphere.
Yeah.
The what?
Nothing.
As soon as I said ionosphere, I go, what is wrong with me? Ozone was the thing everybody was worried about.
Yeah, it was the one thing that opened up Antarctica because everyone was spraying their hairspray everywhere in the 80s and ruined everything.
Stupid.
And the Apollo mission that was launched on November 14th of 1969, Daniel did get that one correct. It was Apollo 12.
Aha.
Aha!
So close, Steve.
Yeah, with Apollo.
So close.
Apollo 6, Apollo 9, Apollo 69.
Well, I was eventually would have got to it.
Eventually. Well, you didn't need to get to it because you already won, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice job, buddy. I love getting lists like this because, we often don't know that the actors who we love in movies weren't the first choice. And in some cases, they had to fight or have people advocate for them to get them in the movie in the first place.
Okay.
Which goes to show you that, whether or not the producers stick their nose in there or the casting directors just aren't that great, I don't know. But we've got the list of the top actors that had to fight to get into the movie role, and you're like, really? Like, I can't imagine the movie without them. I guess the number one that they have on the list, I don't think any of us have seen this. Has anyone seen A Star Is Born, the new one?
No.
Yeah,
that's the one with Gaga, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I've had no interest in seeing it.
See, I want to because I hear it's really good, but it's really sad, and I haven't been in the right mindset to want to watch a really sad movie.
Yeah.
I'm never in that mindset.
Yeah.
There's lots of movies out there that I know I'll probably enjoy, but I'm like, everyone's like, oh, but be prepared to cry. I'm like, well, I don't want to do that. Like, if you tell me, hey, you want to go to a park, I'm going to make you cry, I'd be like, no, I'd rather go to a park and, have fun.
Oh, you don't want to go to the crying park? No, come on.
So, with movies, I have that same mentality. Like, I want to go into it being entertained. Like, it doesn't have to be a comedy, but I still want to just be entertained. I don't want to be sad.
I mean, sometimes you need a good cry, and that little thing to put you over the edge. So maybe a movie and you let it all out and you feel great afterwards. Yeah. It's like a workout.
All right, well, there you go. I mean, check out A Star Is Born, apparently. Cry your ass off. Lady Gaga, she was nominated for an Oscar for this. Now, granted, I don't know if she had many movie roles before this at all. I don't remember anything she'd ever done movie-wise. But Bradley Cooper was like, dude, we got to put her in this movie. And the folks were like, no, we don't want Lady Gaga. And maybe it was because she didn't have much experience acting, but ended up getting an Oscar nomination.
I can see, a movie people are like, dude, that's a singer? Like, why would we want to put a massive budget movie in her hands? But do you think those, sometimes in these situations also that means that Lady Gaga knows she has to step up her game? Like, some of these actors, when they find out that they're not the first pick, they're like, well, I'm going to prove them wrong and I'm going to do everything in my power to put out a great performance. Whereas if they were just easily cast into that role, maybe they wouldn't have taken it as serious. You know what I mean?
Well, if that was the case, Steve, she did step it up. But Bradley Cooper apparently saw something in her because he advocated like hell. And maybe it was the chemistry, because a lot of folks really wondered, wow, how are they really doing what they're doing when they're married to other people, or at least in relationship with other people? And so Bradley believed in her, and he was the one that said, you got to put her in this movie. And they were like, all right, whatever, Bradley, do whatever you want to say. The next one, Steve, you're not going to believe, because we can't even imagine anybody playing this guy. Aaron Paul was not going to be put in Breaking Bad. They did not want him.
I didn't know that. I knew that they didn't have plans of that character lasting long on that show. I thought he was going to be like a one season and out, like they were going to murder him off. And then as they realized how well that his performance was and how great of a character it was, that's when they decided, let's not kill this character off, and then it became such an iconic character on that show.
Yeah, and ironically, the person that liked him was the show creator. It's so funny when the producers and all the mucky mucks get involved. It's like, geez, Vince Gilligan's the guy that had the whole idea for this Breaking Bad show. You think he would know who would be good to play a particular character. And Aaron Paul, of course, knocked it out of the park. Like you said, he won 3 Emmys playing that role.
Yeah, I couldn't even think of anyone else being as great in that role. I'm sure you could have found someone and they would have been awesome also, but he was just so good in that spot.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze. I guess they didn't want to put him in Ghost in that. I mean, if you remember that, that movie was iconic, and I can't imagine anybody else even doing that.
Who else would they put in that spot?
They wanted Harrison Ford.
Ooh, no. That seems so weird.
It does.
It does seem awkward.
Harrison doesn't seem to. He doesn't seem to have, if you will, the tenderness. Like, he's the rough, scruffy nerf herder guy.
Yeah.
And Swayze was much more warm and tender in that movie.
I was going to say, the way I was thinking, I think you described it even better. I was like, he doesn't seem to have, the sensitive side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't
seem to care.
I can't picture Han Solo behind, holding, a pottery thing with Chewie, and, just creating, a pot. Although that would be awesome.
No, that's stuck in my brain. I want this now. So bad.
I don't need that. How about Whoopi Goldberg had the same same problem in the same movie. They didn't want to put her in Ghost either.
Well, who the hell they want for her? Harrison Ford?
They wanted,
No, Chewie.
They wanted, well, it's another person who I just think is too tough for the role. I don't know. Tina Turner. All I can think about her is Thunderdome. I don't know, Thunderdome and Pottery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't think of.
Yeah, the two people they want would have given a way more like aggressive vibe to this movie.
And Whoopi was so, I mean, she still is so talented. I can't say she was so talented. But I mean, Whoopi was so huge. And I don't know if that was the first thing that really launched her into, to huge stardom. But man, I mean, nothing against Tina Turner, but Whoopi to me is just a much better performer in, as far as movies and acting. But that's what they wanted. They wanted Harrison Ford and Tina Turner rather than Swayze and Whoopi. So there you go. So, you know what? And make sure you really stick to your guns if you can, especially when you're the creator and they go, sorry, creator, we know better. And it turns out the creators sometimes do know better.
I couldn't even imagine being a part of like a casting department when it comes to putting together a film, because whenever you see like a movie, there's like 8 names in the cast. I'm like, that just seems like way too many cooks in the kitchen. Not to mention producers and directors that want to give their input. Like, I feel like you could spend months, if not years, arguing over who should be the star of a movie that you're making.
Yeah, at least the casting department, though, okay, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. I'd have more trust in them instead of the producer that goes, I got this niece, or I got this nephew. I mean, like you're Adam Sandler, you go, well, what do you do with Adam Sandler that wants to put his whole family in every movie he does? You kind of go, okay, Adam, I guess
pay him lots of money and put him all over Netflix.
Pretty much.
Pretty much what you do.
See, I was going to say Tim Burton and Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Basically every movie.
Yeah. And the thing is that, I mean, they're both really good actors. I mean, it's if you're going to be nepotistic in some way, at least, you pick good people, because they are, Helena and Johnny are very good actors, at least.
Yeah, it's not like he's hooking up his buddy, Jim Varney. I don't know why.
First of all, he's dead, so that would be a very odd hookup.
Well, they can just dig him up.
All right.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load, terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
He's like, I love Carrot Top. I'm going to have him storing all of my films.
I love where you go. I mean, you know what? Your reservoir of bad performers, apparently. You've got Jim Varney and Carrot Top.
Oh, who you go with? Who's going to be your bad performer?
I don't know any bad performers,
See?
Steve. I only watch good performers.
Up to it.
You did.
John Cena.
Oh, so, well, all right. Yeah. I really can't see him being in a lot of roles, though. Thank you. Hey, it is time for Listeners on the Loose. Yeah, you know what you're doing. You're picking the topic. You're guiding the show. 206-421-ROCK.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. Listeners on the Loose, this is where you get to pick the topic. You get to guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It is a simple concept. You drive this bus. You steer this ship. But you know what? Steve still has a rule when this is all going on.
It's a simple rule. Put the pedal to the metal and show some energy when you're driving this bus. like speed. Got to keep it over 50 miles per hour. Is that what it was?
55.
55. Otherwise, we gong you. And then we say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
Yeah, simple as that. 55, baby. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Hey, it's our old buddy Jerry Trash. Jerry, you are on the Rock.
Well, good morning, folks. When you started the show this morning, you played the cover of the Village People's YMCA, and it's similar to Marilyn Manson's cover of Sweet Dreams.
Yeah, plodding and kind of haunting sounding.
Oh, yeah. That is a very bizarre version of that.
And it's that slow tempo and the eeriness and darkness makes it hard to appreciate both of those songs. But if one has survived the disco infestation of the 70s and 80s, one can appreciate that every last iota of disco has been scrubbed for both of them.
Well, if you were on that mission, Jerry, which a lot of people were, where they were just like scrub disco out of existence, that's a good point. It's a way to basically just keep the song and get rid of the disco. And we have the version that Jerry's talking about. What's the name of the Italian band, the duo that's doing this, Vicky?
The Melodica Brothers.
Melodica Brothers.
The Melodica Brothers. And here's their version of YMCA.
Young man, there's a place you can
Still
go.
creepy.
Yeah.
Young man, when you're short on your door, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Doesn't sound very fun.
No, it sounds very sad.
YMCA.
Yeah.
They have everything for
I know that Danny's still trying to do the YVM and the CA.
Yes.
He gave up. He just gave up because he was so depressed.
With this version, you got to use like a machete or like a cleaver in your hand while doing it. I like that they call themselves the Melodica Brothers. Weird covers for weird people.
They do have some weird covers.
Dude, how about VJ, I don't know if you know this, but they cover Your Girl.
Who's that? Avril?
Of course, Avril, yeah.
Wow. What do they do, Skater Boy? Do they have their own version of Skater Boy?
They do Complicated. I think Rev has it.
Yep.
Do you want to hear it?
Complicated is kind of, I mean,
it's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
Tell me, why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? I see the way you're acting like
So this is like kind of a rock version of it.
It's like Rush covering
Yes.
Avril.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I wanted this.
No, they made it, like Rev said, they made it more complicated.
Yeah, they really did.
I think that's what they're trying to do, putting some odd time signatures into it. Yeah, again, weird covers for weird people. Not everything is going to be slow and broody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing, why not? At least they're doing
Why not?
Why not? What else? They're not bothering anybody. It's funny, Marilyn's version of Sweet Dreams, which is really slow, and I remember somebody did a really slow version of the Go-Go's Our Lips Are Sealed, which was weird sounding, because that's a peppy, jumpy song, and somebody just made it so maudlin.
My favorite, there's Typo Negative. They do Summer Breeze.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
And Typo, it sounds like as if like if you're listening on vinyl, you have it on the slow speed sometimes, because like everything is just, it feels slow, and it's like unnervingly slow at times, which is what I love about Typo Negative. But their version of Summer Breeze is great. Another band, I remember Life of Agony, one of my all-time favorite bands. They cover Don't You Forget About Me, The Breakfast Club.
Club.
Yeah, and they do it kind of slow and haunting as well, and it just gives you a different vibe of the song.
Yeah, especially like when you talk about Summer Breeze, because that's very yacht rocky. That's my brain remembers that as a yacht rocky sounding song, and to have it done by Typo Negative, it's got to have a whole. I don't think I've heard the version, but it's got to be completely just.
I don't know if Rev can find it. I'm sure.
Summer Breeze,
it's probably on Rev's playlist.
Something blowing through the jasmines of my mind. Yeah, it's totally hippie.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, we're all hippies.
Here we go.
I wouldn't even recognize this. I have to wait till the chorus.
Yeah, I know. It's not until the chorus where you're like, oh, okay, I know this song, if you hadn't remembered it.
Yeah. I kind of like this version. Oh, does not sound like a Summer Breeze song. I mean, it's supposed to be whimsical, like Summer Breeze, la la la.
I bet you Danny hates it because it's not MXPX.
I'm just about to fall asleep. That's my problem with it.
Oh, it's so dark and brooding. Oh, I love it. Really?
No. Rest in peace, Peter Steele.
Straight
and
up.
your large manhood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that he had large manhood.
Oh, he posed for Playgirl, and all of a sudden attracted a whole new fan base for Typo Negative, which I thought was really funny. But yeah,
good for him.
He became a kind of a pop culture guy because of that picture.
Oh, damn! I don't think I knew about that. Good for Peter. Oh, he had the right name for it.
He did. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose.
Somebody was just texting, wondering about, talking about the expansion draft, and they were asking, Steve, who would you like to see get picked by the Seattle Kraken? If you could draft just one guy in the NHL, that's not a star, of course, who would you like taking from Chad with two Ds?
Ooh, that's a big one.
I think the one that everybody in the Northwest is really hoping for and probably will happen. He's definitely towards the end of his career. He's not he's not in his prime, but he's still a good player. Is TJ Oshie because of his Northwest connections.
Yeah,
a lot of people do believe that he'll be available when Washington Capitals have to let certain players go, and that could be one of the guys. And I would be so stoked. I think that would be a cool hometown story. And it's not like you're getting a crappy player. He's a really good player. Selfishly, of course, there's a guy in the Devils, Miles Wood, that I absolutely would love, but he's been playing so well this season.
What's his name?
Miles Wood.
What a great name.
Yeah.
Get Wood. Seriously, Miles Wood is the greatest. Why is he playing hockey? He's in the wrong profession.
Well, I saw the Devils because they're all about the wood. They got a Wedgwood, a Blackwood, and a Wood. So the Devils got wood.
They've got a lot of wood, so they can afford to give some wood up.
That's what I'm thinking. But he's playing really well this year, so I'm kind of worried that they're going to protect him.
Oh, I see. You wanted him to not play so well so we could get him over here.
Yeah, I want him to play like he has been playing, but he's stepped it up this season. I wonder if it's because some players are like, oh, crap, I better step it up or I'm going to be let go.
Hey, you know what? That's an interesting point, Steve. I wonder if, in fact, you got a lot of dudes going, you know what? I like the team I'm on. I am going to fight to stay here.
Yeah. But I think TJ Oshie, I think everybody would agree, would be a pretty damn awesome player to have as a member of the Seattle Kraken.
So TJ needs to start tanking. He needs to go do he needs to do the reverse. He needs to suck for luck, if you will. You know what I mean? He's just got to find a way to just be like, oh, wow, whatever happened to that guy's game? Let's just let him go.
I think short of him, I just don't foresee them protecting him. So we'll see, though. I
like it. Well, you know what? If he's playing at that level that he's not protectable, that's all I ask. I don't want to see him all of a sudden have a flash of brilliance where they go, hey, maybe we should. You know, that way the plan will work.
I think I saw it was like July 21st, I believe, is when the draft actually will be happening. So we got some time, but it's getting closer.
Well, you could see, and Steve, how do you feel about that? Like if they got some aging, amazing players, or at least in their prime, like I think of the Charas of the world. I have no idea if Chara is somebody that would be protectable either, or if anybody would want him. But I mean, for all those years on the Bruins. But I mean, sometimes seeing the stars is kind of fun, knowing that, how competitive are we going to be, but seeing some really luminary names from, that aren't what they used to be.
Yeah, I wonder. I would imagine they're not going to go towards getting super aging guys that were once really great. I mean, but they're going to be able to build a good young team because of the draft. They're going to get some good picks through that as well. So that's what's happening with Vegas right now too. Is they had that core of all those just grinders and B-level players, but now all of a sudden you're starting to see some of those young players also pop up because they had some good draft picks, and now they're starting to show up and become great players in their own.
Oh, it's so exciting. I mean, we're months away.
Yes.
I mean, really, it's the fall, right? Am I, or is it next fall? I forget my mind. When are we opening up?
I don't know if they've released an actual date because everything got kind of messed up with the COVID schedule. So this season started late. So I don't know how much later. Typically, your season starts around October, but I believe that it might get pushed back a little bit, maybe closer to November for next season. But nothing is still formally announced yet. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we probably will start before the end of 2021.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting.
I'll have to double check. I haven't been keeping up on exact dates because it's really still far in the future, in my opinion. So I don't get too obsessed about that.
And they probably won't say anything until the end of this season anyway.
Right.
Yeah. You pick the topic, you guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. More of your calls and more of your texts at 933 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
This texter says, I would absolutely love it if TJ Oshie gets picked up by the Seattle Kraken, but could you imagine how awful it would be for him that all of his friends and families would be bugging him for tickets all the time?
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's a really good point.
I imagine, though, if he, of course, push comes to shove, he's going to want to come back home and be around all of his friends and family. And what a great story that would be that, the hometown hero comes back to Seattle or comes to Seattle and is a part of the inaugural season. But yeah, I would maybe turn off my cell phone for the entire season.
Yeah.
I don't got tickets, or have an auto reply. Don't have tickets if that's what you're texting me about.
Yeah. Or get a personal assistant, and their job is just to say no for you.
Just say no all the time.
Yeah. Because that would be a beating. You think you're the only person hitting him up for it, but in reality, how many people would be hitting him up for tickets?
Remember that time I let you cheat on me on math back in high school?
Yeah. Yep.
Coming to collect.
Yeah. Can I get opening day center ice tickets?
And knowing the kind of person I am, I would indeed hit him up for tickets if I could let him cheat off me for math. So he needs to find a way to shield himself from people like me.
And the Kraken team would be like, look, TJ, we can only give you so many tickets.
Yeah. Oh man. That is the bittersweet part about basically being able to be a big star in your hometown at any kind of sporting arena like that.
Well, I think about like a guy like Pearl Jam. I heard stories of like their guest list when they play in Seattle, like when they did, like, I think that's why they played T-Mobile Stadium or Safeco at the time, I think, twice, because they just had to fit so many of their friends and family into the stadium because of how many people probably were hitting them up.
They didn't actually sell any tickets. That was just their friends and family.
Night 2 was just all friends and family.
Isn't that insane if that really is a big reason why they played the played the baseball field as opposed to a normal arena? I can believe it. I really can believe it.
But I mean, I would imagine, like, if you go see them, like, I can't remember who it was. Someone was telling a story where, like, they were going to see, I think, Guns N' Roses, and, like, they tried in L.A., but, like, the guest list was too insane. But then Guns N' Roses were, like, in Winnipeg, and they hit them up, like, yeah, how many tickets do you need? Because it was like, we have no friends and family in this town. And they're like, we'll hook you up with whatever you want. You want to play drums with us? Sure thing. It's from Winnipeg.
That is a really good idea. So if you really want to try to hit up your buddies, go, take a road trip to a place where, like Winnipeg, where it's not an issue for them.
See them in a small town where they're not being pulled in every direction.
I kind of like that idea. You might even be able to get to hang with them more, too, if since there's nobody hanging out on them.
Yeah. You want to eat lunch with us? Come on. What do you want?
Come on over,
you want chicken or you want fish?
Yeah, let's do this. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
I like this question, and I was just reading this story about Lemmy. They said, hey, have you heard about Lemmy when he was put to rest? He had his ashes put into a bullet casings and then given to all of his close friends. This was a story that Ricky Rackman, the former host of Headbangers Ball, big guy in the metal scene, good friends with Lemmy, apparently shared the story that before his death, Lemmy asked to have his ashes put in some bullets handed out to his closest friends. Today I received the bullet and I was literally brought to tears. Thank you, Lemmy. So if you had something, they wanted to know, if you had something that you were going to be put your ashes into, what would it be? Ooh. Kind of a morbid but cool question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. For me, I know. I think because I'm such a gamer, dice. Like 20-sided die, where you could see the little flecks of my ashes.
Ooh.
But we wouldn't be able to play with it because it would mess up the balance, wouldn't it?
Oh, well, I think you can
balance those. You can work with those, yeah.
I'll figure it out, Vicky.
So you can cheat.
Yeah, I mean, or if you want the cheat and die, then you use my die. That works too.
Man, that's a tough. Like, I love the bullet casing thing. It's a really cool idea.
The bullet thing is interesting, though. I don't know. I mean. I would have mixed feelings about receiving that in a bullet casing only because of the fact of how we lost him. You know what I mean? And so I wonder why that was important to him to have it, maybe you know what I mean? It's like, what was that significant to him? Like, because it's just, usually you want to be putting something that's significant to you. I think that's the idea.
I would be surprised if I'm just like, this is badass. Yeah. Or maybe he had one of those belts that, the bullet belts, and just thought this would be, or I don't know, maybe like shooting guns. I have no idea anything about Lemmy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't either.
I heard he was an awesome dude. I remember hearing stories of like people, whenever he would come to town, he would just treat everybody at the venues like gold.
So, Danny, Rev, Vicky, you guys have any way you want to go? You want your ashes put somewhere so that we remember you forevers?
See, I've heard of a thing where you can crush your ashes and basically make a jewel, and then kind of create like a necklace out of it.
Vicky Stone.
So it'd be a family jewel.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and just have it like if anybody else wants to contribute, just end up with this like badass necklace. It's like, yeah, this is my grandma, this is my great grandma, this is my cousin.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it's not bad.
I think I'd want like my buddy Murray Grande, who made my verified championship belt, make little mini championship belts and work my ashes into the plating, and then I'd give them to the champions of my life.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, morbid, but adorable.
And and very humble, by the way. Very, very humble.
Yeah, I'll be like you could be the ultimate dead champ. So I don't know. I don't know. I got to think of a title for it.
The ultimate dead champ.
Yeah.
I think the Undertaker has that, but we'll find something.
Yeah. Well, I took it one step further. He's still alive.
Yeah. So he's all right. Fair enough.
Okay, so what about you, Rev?
Kind of along the lines of what Vicky was talking about with the gems, except I would get my ashes done into 6 colored stones, and then I would place them inside an infinity gauntlet, and then people could just walk around carrying me around with them anywhere and just snap, 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 snap.
That actually is quite clever. I mean, that is you. I mean, of all the things that I would, think, yeah, that's Rev. Rev would want to be in an infinity gauntlet, and he'd want all of his ashes somehow in those stones.
I know.
It's a pretty clever idea.
All right, well,
let's do it tomorrow.
My uncle was a drummer. He put him in some drumsticks.
Oh,
there you go, Steve. You're a drummer.
That's along mine. I was going to say build a guitar with my ashes in it.
Yeah,
and like maybe like in the paint or something. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. You can see it right in the front, little shimmery sort of like. Because we have the ashes of our dog, and they put it in this little globe, like a little glass globe, and you see the ashes in there, and so you know that that's pretty much some of your dog. I don't know, because it's not all of our dog, because we took the rest of it and we spread it in an area where she used to like to go hang out, so we thought that would be, apropos if you will. And so you could do that, Danny. It's a cool look in the little dog globe that I have.
Or you do like a see-through guitar and like have the ashes in like a watery kind of thing, and then like they're in there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But then I'm thinking like you could even do like stripper shoes like that too, if you were like, I don't know.
All right. Well,
ever see the stripper shoes that have like goldfish in them? I've seen those on like online. I think that's the funniest thing ever.
So we're gonna put Danny in stripper shoes. Is that what we decided?
Yeah, sure. Right.
That's fine.
Oh, someone says ashes in a adult toy. They actually make them.
What? So that, like, if you really miss that significant other in your life, and while you and Bob are getting together, it's not just you and Bob, it's you and Bob and the Mister.
That seems really weird.
Yeah. Wow.
But that's
yeah. There's a whole bunch of different ones.
It's an urn. They call it the glass urn.
Well, I was thinking as a guy, if I decided to get some sort of device. The flashlight, if you will. Would I, if my wife's ashes were in the flashlight, would I want that?
I mean, it seems like a mood killer personally, but
it really does.
It's each their own.
I mean, this is just a different type of bullet.
You could use it as a massager. Maybe you have a kink in your shoulder and you just have, your old husband Sal right there.
Definitely
your old husband Sal. Hey, Sal.
Hey, somebody said they did the bullet thing for their buddy, and they all went out and spread them by shooting at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that is neat.
Yeah. I think it's a cool thing to be able, because it's for the people who are still here, and it's a way for us to sort of bond and grieve and get over the fact that we've lost somebody really important in our life, and so I like that.
I thought maybe Vicky told me this. I don't remember, but doing the ashes in a tattoo.
Yeah, no, it's the thing that gets done. Yeah,
that's crazy to me. I mean, not saying whatever. If you want to do it, but that creeps me out for some reason.
I've been told by a buddy that I'm on, like, he's got a list of people he's going to give ashes to, and I'm on that list. So I'll get some of his ashes to do a tattoo if I so wish.
That's a weird conversation. He said, hey, by the way, just so you know, you're going to get my ashes.
Well, we started talking about, like, it got to a weird place, like tattoos. Like, hey, what tattoo would you get of me if I were to pass away? I don't know how we got onto this topic, but that's kind of where it started.
That is a very, very depressing conversation.
It's kind of cool, though, because I mean, if I'm gone, I kind of want to know what would you guys get a tattoo of me? And like,
no,
what would it be?
you would be my friend.
Sorry, no.
Yeah. I like you, but I'm not getting.
I might not even show up to your funeral, to be honest with you.
Actually,
It depends on the schedule.
I probably won't show up for the next lunch we have if this is the conversation. It's like, okay, my new friend Vicky wants to talk about the tattoo I'm going to get if she dies. I'm done. I need another friend.
I mean, people are so tired of the small talk. The how's the weather? How about something interesting? Like, hey,
can I have your ashes?
Yeah, when you die, please make it in writing. Thank you.
Okay.
No.
Can we talk about maybe, I don't know, a show I'm watching? Do we have to go right to what's going to happen when you die? And by the way, you got to hold this over for what? You're probably going to have at least 40 to 50 more years on the planet, Vicky. So that's a long time. You're going to look the guy up? Hey, are we still doing the ashes thing?
Think about Lemmy. Like, okay, so he has this plan, but how many close friends does he have? And does he have enough ashes to be used? Or does he hit a point where he's just like, he tells his assistant or whoever it was that was in charge of this, like, hey, if you run out of ashes, just throw whatever in there and just say it's my ashes. I don't want to. I got my old drummer. He's going to be mad if I don't get him a bullet. But I'm running out of ashes, so I got to take care of it.
Oh, I think the crematorium will just get some incense, get some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Whatever you can throw in there.
I don't know much about Lemmy, but I know enough to know that I don't think he'd give a crap. It's like, oh wait, your feelings are hurt that you didn't get some of my ashes. Tough luck.
Yeah. Hey, so someone want to know if you guys are talking about movies. Have any of you guys seen the documentary, The Last Blockbuster Store yet? It's pretty good. Kevin Smith's in it, a bunch of other comedians. I did see that it's out there, and I love that you can watch The Last Blockbuster on Netflix, which is kind of ironic. Because Netflix
you're absolutely right.
Blockbuster, and now you can watch a documentary about how,
That's a flex right there.
Yeah, right?
I think I read that in this documentary, Netflix is actually is brought out to not be the culprit. Like, that's not what killed Blockbuster.
Of course, because it's on Netflix. Right. You're going to be like, don't blame us.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's propaganda or if, in fact, we've all been assuming this wrong conclusion that, in fact, maybe it was something else. Though it's hard for me to believe Netflix did not have a big role in this.
Yeah, I should watch this. Yeah, it's a real story about Blockbuster's demise and how one last location in Oregon keeps the spirit of a bygone era alive.
I've heard people say this is good, but I'm still like, do I want to watch this? It's a documentary. Like, do I really want to watch
Doug
this?
Benson's in it as well.
Yeah. Well,
Kevin
all right.
Smith,
then.
Brian Posehn, Ron Funches. Why would you watch this?
It's got good people. I mean, I'll give you that.
I should find my old Blockbuster outfit that I used to pretend to be a member of.
Please do.
Yeah, you really should.
And wear it.
Yeah, and please take a picture or live tweet it to something so we can see it. Yeah.
You got your Halloween costume. You could be the employee, and Tater Tot could be the little VHS cassette tape.
Oh, dude. Oh, that is so incredible. And my wife could be the Be Kind Rewind sign, please.
Yeah. This sounds great.
This is a perfect plan. They're all going to love this.
Or a big package of Sour Patch Kids.
We'll have to push for next year to do that, because this year we're going to be trolls.
Aww.
Oh, that's the Halloween costume, trolls?
Yeah, so I got to start growing my hair.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you, buddy. All right, we have a very important question that needs to be answered. What do Ryan Castle and Vikings have in common? I'll tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Vikings have in common?
Pale and from the north.
That's true. It's very, very true.
It is true.
Got that Nordic tan working for you, my friend. It's a good one.
One texter says,
not from the land of ice and snow.
From the land of ice and snow.
I feel like I'm there.
One texter says Steve likes to cross swords with both of them.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
I miss Ryan in the urinal.
Okay, then.
I miss your horned helmet.
Okay, then.
Damn COVID.
Alrighty. This is. Hey, Maine, the great state of Maine, is considering a bill right now that would legalize Viking funerals and, quote, open-air cremation. So basically, throwing them on the pyre and just letting them burn.
I like the ones where they put you on a boat and then push you out into the water and then shoot flaming arrows at you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
talking about.
So
Maine.
Can we do that in Maine now?
Well, all you have to do is you have to have enough open space, 20 acres, and it has to be done through a nonprofit for some reason. I guess we can't make money off of shooting arrows at Ryan. That sucks. All right.
Well, so if we do it for Coach for Kids, we're good, right?
Yeah, then we're okay. Nice. Ryan Castle, he is up next, and he's got a 12-pack for you.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
See, I love blow pops except for the fact that the sucker will cut my tongue sometimes.
Yeah.
And that hurts for like 5 days.
Are you an aggressive sucker? Is
Yes,
that why?
yes, I am.
Yeah, but what about the blow pop?
Well, now it's awkward because I was going to say I see your daughter's in the room, and now I got to...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, as a form of like a ginger palate cleanser?
Yeah, you know, really. Yeah, like you're worried about awkward conversations with my daughter. Thanks, though. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.